Thanks for being out here tonight. My name's Jonathan, and I'm super excited to talk about something that's really near and dear to my heart, and that is side hustles. So for the next 15 minutes, I'm going to convince you why you should have a side hustle, and then we're going to talk about how to get started. So first, let's define what is a main hustle. To me, a main hustle is the thing that you do Monday to Friday, probably 9 to 5, 9 to 6, something like that. It's a thing that pays most, if not all, of your bills, and you probably have a team that you work with at your main hustle. So then, what's a side hustle? Well, simply it's a thing that you do in the mornings before you go to work, in the evenings after work, or on the weekends. A side hustle, truth be told, you're probably not making any money from it. Maybe you're starting to. And then the other part of a side hustle is that most likely you're working on it by yourself. You might have one or two other people, but in contrast to the main hustle, it's a small team. The one big element I want to highlight or stress related to side hustles is it has a huge element of creation and not consumption. So that means if you are binge watching a series on Netflix, that's probably not a side hustle. But if you are intending to write a blog about that someday you might then try to monetize, that might be a side hustle. What's really, really fascinating is when you put these two together. I found in my experience that when you have a side hustle, your main hustle gets better. And when your main hustle gets better, your side hustle gets better. So they just keep on cascading on one another. And that's what I really want to talk to you about tonight. It's this middle zone that I call the magic spot. So let's do it. First, let me tell you a little bit about my main hustle and my side hustle to really set the stage. My main hustle is Compass. Compass, if you don't know, is a real estate tech startup based out of New York City. As of last fall, we crossed over the $1 billion valuation. So in startup land, that's pretty cool because, thank you. Well, don't thank me, thank our team. But it's really cool because we are in a hyper growth state of the company. And what makes it even more fascinating is that I'm a product manager at Compass. So not only am I riding this rocket ship, but I'm actively helping to shape our product set. And so, excuse me, what I do is I help empower our Compass agents who then use our tools to work with their buyers and sellers and guide them through a really complex and large financial decision. Let me give you an example of a tool that we built and launched. It's called Collections. And this tool is meant to be used between agents, their buyers, and co-purchasers during the home search process. So on the surface, what you see here is a Pinterest-style board. All the people involved in the home search process can contribute and say, hey, I think this is a good potential home. But it doesn't stop there, because when homes get added, there's a lot of conversation. So it's a big collaboration element that we built into the tool. People are going to ask questions. Can I renovate the kitchen? What's the view from the bedroom? How long does it take me to get to the subway? And your agent is really there to facilitate and guide that process through. And then finally, there's a big element of organization. For every 100 homes that you decide that could be a potential fit, 99 of them aren't going to work for one reason or another. So there's a way to organize homes that you are interested in, not interested in, but then keep the conversation really flowing. Now, what's really wonderful about this is when you look at it, there's really nothing revolutionary about this. When you buy a home, regardless of when you bought it, maybe in the 80s, 70s, 60s, you did the same process. The problem was all of it happened over diverging trails, and there was really no organization. So after you talked about a home, 3 weeks later, it kind of just faded into the ether. And that limits decision making when you don't see what you're looking at and you can't compare it to the other tools, or other listings, sorry. So Collections, that's what we built. It's our flagship product, and it's getting a lot of positive adoption from our agent community as well as their buyers. Now, let me tell you about my side hustle. It's called Tribe of Five, and we're in the business of accountability. We help you start off and follow through with good habits that make you more healthy, wealthy, and wise. So what I mean is, when you as an individual commit to work on a goal through Tribe of 5, we take care of all the nasty work and pair you up with 4 other people who are also working on the same goal. And through the format of a 30-day challenge, every single day you commit to a small daily action and you hold each other accountable. And believe it or not, in a period of 30 days, you will make significant progress. And don't worry, I'll talk about this more, but I wanted to first set the stage between Compass and Tribe of 5. So let's really talk about why you should have a side hustle. And I'm going to share 3 reasons why you should have a side hustle, but by no means is it really only these 3. There are so many benefits, I think, of having a side hustle, but I'll talk about 3. The first of which is that I think a side hustle helps you connect the dots. And let me share a story with you about how my side hustle, Tribe of 5, really helped me improve my main hustle at Compass. Now, I wish that as a product manager, I could keep track of all the basics and foundations of product management. And I wish that at the right time, I could always pull out the right tool to solve the right problem. But realistically, that doesn't happen. Well, it doesn't always happen, but I believe that with a side hustle, you're more likely to do that. One of the basics that I was able to renew recently was the concept around forgetting what you think is the right thing to do and always going out and testing with your users. So with Tribe of 5, we were building out a construct for a morning routine 30-day challenge. And we got stuck thinking about whether you have a fixed check-in time or whether you have a floating check-in time. And maybe because it was a low-pressure environment, we knew we didn't know the answer. So we went out and talked to a lot of users. And what we found was we had a lot of blind spots. It wasn't just that. There was a whole spectrum of things that we needed to consider. And without talking to those users, who knows what we would have come up with. Now, at Compass, I recently found myself in a conversation I'm not proud to be in. I got into a conversation with my engineer where we went into, I feel this is better for the user, I feel this is better for the user. And I would like to believe that at that moment, I would have pulled out the phrase, hey, we got to go test this. But because I was working on Tribe of 5, because it was top of mind, it popped out. It just blurted it. And we went and we tested, we validated, and we built the right product because we talked to our users. So I think it's really important that as a product manager, as a current product manager, you're always renewing the basics of product management, the skills, the theories, and then being able to apply it. Now, for all the prospective product managers out there, your job is to try to stand out. And I believe that a side hustle is one of the best ways to stand out. Because there are really 2 different types of product managers out there. There are textbook product managers, and then there are battle-tested product managers. A textbook product manager knows what to do. They've read the books, they understand the concepts, they probably just haven't had enough opportunity to really apply it and really go through it. On the other end, there's a battle-tested PM. They have, that's all, that's the difference. They've gotten banged around, they've learned what works and how to apply different situations to different scenarios. Now, if you're a prospective PM, you're gonna say, well, I haven't had the opportunity to do that stuff. But if you work on a side hustle, because you're working on it by yourself, you get to make decisions, you get to try things out, you get to fail in a low-pressure environment. And that becomes a talking point that you bring with you and that you share, and it's, in my opinion, how you become a battle-tested PM. So that's a way to help you connect the dots. The second reason why I think you should have a side hustle is that you're going to get inspired. Now, as a product manager, we're always looking out into the world and trying to get inspiration from different products that we can then bring into our own. And I believe that with a side hustle, it helps you just widen the lens. So I want to talk about a story of how my main hustle helped me improve my side hustle. So after the launch of Collections, we partnered up with a vendor called Pendo. I know they got a couple Pendo guys sitting back there, so hey, what's up? Now, Pendo was really valuable for our Collections launch and post-Collections launch because Pendo allows you to add in-app guides, tooltips, and walkthroughs all without the help of your engineers. That means that for me, I could have my engineers working on more pressing things while I could go in and add some of the first-time user experience stuff. And this is so powerful because when you build a product, yes, you do think about the first-time user experience, but a lot of the time that you're spending is thinking about deep into the engagement, how you keep them going, all of that other stuff. Now, because I had to go back and add these tool guides, it made me really think through the first-time experience for collections. And that, in turn, has helped me really think much deeper about Tribe of Five. It's a semi-complex product. You're getting in there, you're interacting with other people, there's something that you need to do. I don't want to have people chance it and just flub their way through the product. I want to guide them. I want to help steer them into the right direction. And Pendo is really a forcing function through my main hustle that's improved what I do with Tribe of Five. Now, the third reason why I think you should have a side hustle is that you are just going to meet more people. Have you ever had a conversation where you leave feeling, man, that was so great. We went really deep. We really had an engaging conversation. And then do you have others where you can barely break through the surface? Like, you can't get past names and what do you do, and it's just kind of pulling teeth. Well, I think that you need a reason to go meet people. And with a side hustle, it provides that reason. Without it, like if you just stuck me, like someone at a grocery store, I don't really have much reason to talk to them. So maybe we'll get past it. But because I'm working on a side hustle, I'm just naturally interested in a lot of things that are going on. I'm interested in what other people are doing, and that has this virtuous effect where I learn more. So as an example, I met this designer, and he loves aerial photography, like flying drones and all that stuff. And it doesn't have anything directly to do with Tribe of Five, except that in the near future, potentially there could be a 30-day challenge around photography. And who better to talk to now than this designer that I've met? Well, it kind of helped connect the dots and helped me to meet him. And there's another story. I met a girl who is doing a makeup brush company, some sort of motorized brush head. I don't really know what it's all about. And on the surface, it seems so different than what I'm doing. But believe it or not, we're actually very much the same. We're starting out. We don't have a brand presence. We're trying to acquire new users, and we don't have a marketing budget. So we got to very quickly talk about strategies, whether it's through Facebook groups, how to use Reddit for acquisition, and it was just a fascinating conversation. So I think with a side hustle, you're just going to meet more people. So hopefully, I've done a decent enough job piquing your interest into why you should have a side hustle. And so let's take a few minutes to talk about how to get started. And really, there's two ways to get started. You can either work on it alone, and working on it alone is great because it's easy and you can really start whenever you want. And let me give you the recipe if you do want to work on it alone. It's nothing revolutionary. You have to commit to do something daily, especially when you're starting out. I'm not talking about like hours and hours, but something like as simple as 5, 10, 20 minutes a day. And you have to commit to do it consistently, at least in the beginning, to build that habit, to kind of get used to it. Now, what I've seen through my experience is that a lot of people try it out and they fall off. They get stuck, and kind of like this picture here, he's kind of going into the fog and he's not really sure what's next. When you're working on something by yourself, you're going to have questions. You're going to get stuck at some points in time, and without people there to kind of cheer you on, inspire you, help you, it's easy to say, well, I'll just do it later, and then that means that you end up dropping off. So you could do it alone, and here's the recipe, but what I think is a better strategy is to work on it together. And I don't mean like form an idea and all like 5 people go off and like only solve that idea, but what if like you could find 4 other people who are also interested in a side hustle, and all you did was keep each other accountable? Because I believe that with a healthy dose of accountability, these people in this small group here are much more likely to make it up this proverbial mountain, if you will. And the reason that happens is if you're this guy with the green backpack and you're having one of those days where you just don't want to do it, you also don't want to let your group down. 5 people is personal enough where you know everyone on a first name basis. So on those days where you don't want to do it, guess what? You're going to do it. And for the people who are feeling really inspired, they're going to be helping out, and they're going to be offering tips, and together you're going to work on it and really accomplish much more than you could alone. But you really, I think, with accountability, you need a common goal. If, for instance, these people are all trying to climb the mountain, that's a common goal. But if this guy wanted to go swimming and this guy wanted to learn to draw and someone else was trying to do calculus, yeah, maybe you could keep each other accountable, but you miss that like deeper layer of really conversation. And so really, that's the secret behind Tribe of Five. And that's why I think that Tribe of Five is the best way to get started. So if you believe that accountability could help you out and you are wanting to work on something, Individually, it's the same as before. You have to commit to do something daily, and you have to be consistent about it. But with Tribe of 5, we layer on the accountability. We help you find those accountability buddies, and we show you a simple blueprint for 30 days to show you really how to get started and really to stick with it. So with that said, I'm starting 2 tribes upcoming. If you're a person who is looking for a side hustle, you don't have an idea yet, then you should join this tribe. We're going to take 5 people, and every single day we're going to identify 3 potential ideas. And we're going to share it with the tribe. We're going to bounce ideas, and you're going to collect so many good ideas, and at the end we're going to cull it down to 1 or 2 good things that you're going to want to pursue. So if this sounds like something that you're interested in, email me, better@tribe5.me, and put something in the subject related to you want to find a side hustle. Now, let's say you already have a side hustle. You have something, but you're just not consistently working on it. Well, this is for you then, because that's what you need to do. You need to make some progress on your side hustle, and the way that we're going to do it is inject accountability. So commit to do 30 minutes for the next 30 days, and join me, and join 4 other people here tonight. Again, email me, something about working on your side hustle. You're going to bounce ideas, share information, and at the end of 30 days, I guarantee you, you're going to make so much progress. So, with that said, I want to thank you. And if you're looking to buy a house, check out Compass. And if you're looking for accountability, check out Tribe of 5. Thanks.